to shed more light on the 10 new BVN rules Nigerians must know before May 1st this year is a financial consultant, CEO and founder of MoneyWise International, Toyin Alasi. You're welcome to the Business Express.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Good morning. I believe this affects everyone, but let's begin from the very beginning. Since its introduction in 2014, the BVN has remained central to identity verification in Nigeria's banking system, linking customer accounts through biometric data. How would you describe its impact so far?
Well, the entire process is only being tightened further. And the whole idea is to create an economy where Nigerians are safe to transact without losses. If you read the news, you know that there's a lot of fraud going on in the country. And it's the responsibility of the Apex Bank to regulate these things and keep coming up with policies that can help tighten and limit fraud by all means. So everything that has been going on is just towards that one agenda, to limit the level of fraud in the country and protect the people's funds and, the economy generally.
Talking about that one agenda, the new guidelines will ensure that mobile app can only be active on one device at a time. Yeah. What's your take on that?
Well, that already exists in a bit because in my bank you can't have your mobile app on two devices. I think some banks used to allow that, so right now it's a general rule where you don't have your mobile app from the same bank on two devices because what we've had so far is families can share, couples share, or my app is on your phone and stuff like that, or I've got my mobile app on my mobile phone, it's also on my iPad and all of that. So all of those things are changing right now because at the end of the day it's more secure that way, because if a fraudster is able to swap your SIM, therefore it means they can download the banking app on their own phone, enter the details and get transaction going. But if it's limited to one phone or one device, let me put it that way, once it's on one device, it's on that device. And don't forget the addendum to the rule that says even when your SIM gets swapped successfully and they're trying to defraud you, the moment they log in on that new device, maybe the fraudster attempts to log in, you are logged out. So that raises a red flag, unlike before that you don't know what's going on. And number two is the fact that they also then limit, because it's an automatically new device, there's a limit of 20,000. So no matter what the fraudsters try to do, within the first 24 hours, which gives you a lot of time to go to your bank and change your information and all of that and retrieve your password and access, within 24 hours the maximum loss you can have is 20,000 naira if they succeed at all. So for me, I think it's a great thing. It just brings a lot of constraints to Nigerians. We're used to some things, but ultimately it's just calling us for a lifestyle change for the betterment of everybody.
Well, I love that 20,000 loss. That's the least you can lose. And one of the rules is that you can get one BVN in a lifetime. Why is CBN making a rule that strict?
One BVN, your phone number change can only be done on your BVN once in a lifetime. So if you open an account today and you give them a phone number, if you're going to change it at all, the phone number that is there, because that phone number on your BVN is on your NIN, is on your alert, is on your OTP. Everything you do with your transaction is linked to that phone number. So if you're ever going to change it, they're saying you can only do that once in a lifetime. That's a lot of issue because we have a lot of Nigerians who just love to change numbers. Sometimes I'm even asking my dad, why are you getting different numbers every time? People just change their numbers at will. Right now you can't do that anymore because what the old system has allowed fraudsters to do is they can easily just get the phone number and link it to your account, update the data because they swapped your SIM and then they can steal your money. Different things have been going on. So this will limit the entire process. But however, I know there are cases against that. The law is requesting that there should be changes to that because one is a lot. If you live 100 years, that means you can only swap it once. But again, what it signals is that your phone number is becoming a part of your financial identity. So what you want to do is to ensure that it is well preserved. Make sure that the phone number linked to your BVN is the active one, where you get all your OTPs and alerts and every transaction details that comes to you from your bank. So we still have time. You can go update all of those details with your bank.
And there's also an 18 years tag for eligibility for BVN.
Yes.
Okay, banking fraud is on the rise. That's no good. That's no new news. And it is in response to this that the regulators are rolling out major security updates to stop fraud. Do you have the necessary infrastructure? Do we have the necessary infrastructure in place to curb this?
Of course, we do. Right now, if you want to check the number that is on your BVN, you can easily check it by dialing a code on your phone. You don't need to go to the bank just yet. If you now see that the number is different, that's when you need to go to your bank to make sure it is updated and you have the right phone number there. So the infrastructure has been built over a period of time. It's not something they just suddenly came into. It's been a process. It's been a journey. So the infrastructure is there. You can update your BVN. I don't know if it's different for different banks, but once you dial the code, you see the number that is there. If it's not correct, you go and update it. And we have until May 1st to do that. So,
talking about money and security, the BVN is, like you said, the master key to one's financial identity. What's changing come May 31st?
Well, it's just been tightened further to let people see. For example, the BVN is tied to all your accounts. So if I have an account with one bank, I must link the same BVN. So if you don't update all of this data right now, make sure your phone number is correct, and then as a parent of a minor, you don't go and take over those accounts. They lock you out of those accounts. You can't transact across the banking system. That's what it means. And you all know that you need the banking system to get things done, especially when you do transactions in volume. So it's important that every Nigerian gets up, make sure they check what is necessary. There's a lot of time to do that. Check what is necessary. Of course, it's a more stringent process. All we need to do is to adjust. It is better for everyone that our finances are secure. Money you've worked hard for is highly protected. I'm a financial literacy educator. My goal is that people's monies are protected and is growing for them, not being stolen. So everybody just needs to ensure that their BVN is taken more seriously right now, and make sure your data is correct, your email as well, because if there's a fraudulent transaction or something going wrong, that's the only means they're able to reach you at that time, because your phone number, for example, has been swapped and stolen. So your email is important, that it's correct. So all we need to do is sit up, adjust our lifestyle. That's basically the demand here, and Nigerians are not used to that, hence the outcry.
Talking about your money working for you and not getting stolen for you, do you see the new rules going beyond reactive enforcement to real-time risk management in line with global best practices?
Sorry? Come again.
Do you see this recent development? Do you see it as reactive enforcement to real-time risk management in line with global best practices?
No. I don't see it as reactive, because you see, fraud is an evolving thing. Trust me, the fraudsters are going to find another way around this. So policies here may be there at the beginning, but the responsibility of management or regulators is to keep evolving as well. As things change, they keep changing things as well and working around what comes up, because you can't work with the same policies 10 years ago for today's issues. So this is not reactive at all. It is being proactive, and it's also towards a better Nigeria. So I think that it's not, I don't think it's reactive. I think it's proactive, in fact, because if this is properly executed and Nigerians support the entire update from the CBN, it's really going to limit the level of fraud we have.
So what would you tell Nigerians as we're getting closer to the deadline?
Yes, please dial the code that you're supposed to. I think it's *556*0#. That code pops up if you have the right number on your BVN account, on your BVN registration rather. You will see the phone number there. If it's not the correct phone number, head over to your bank and do the update immediately. I think that the bankers are going to have a lot on their hands this time, but it's expected that they will already be preparing for the surge of people that will be coming to them to create platforms where people can easily do this without necessarily coming to the bank. So find out what platforms your bank is using, get it done, and start aligning. It's for the betterment of everybody, trust me. This will allow us get to a place in the country where we have contactless cards working, transactions become faster and easier. So let's support this initiative of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Alasi, CEO and founder of MoneyWise International.
Thank you.